I knocked on the cabin door and stepped to one side, just in case.
"Who's there?"
asked a voice from within.
"Merlin Fanshawe, U.S. Deputy Marshal," I replied. "I'm taking you in, Bobby Lee."
Bobby Lee opened the cabin's door a crack. His eyes were sad as a basset hound's.
"Yes," he sniffled, "I expect you are."
He swung the door open wide, and I stepped inside. Bobby Lee handed me his rusted old cap-and-ball revolver. But first, if the weapon had ever been clean, a man couldn't tell.
"That horse I stole ran off and left me afoot," Bobby Lee complained. "I ran out of grub a week ago. I was living on prairie dogs and rabbits until I shot up all my powder and ball. Then I tried catching frogs, but I fell into the durned Missouri and the current carried off one of my boots. I ain't been having a real good time here, Deputy."
"Well, you know what they say, Bobby Lee. Crime does not pay."
"It sure as hell don't seem to," he agreed.
The trip to Great Falls took 2 days, Bobby Lee and me taking turns riding my buckskin and walking. Truth is, I wound up doing more walking than Bobby Lee, but then I had 2 boots and he only had 1. By the time I turned him in at the Cascade County Jail, I was glad to get shut of my hard-luck prisoner.
"How much time you reckon the judge will give me?" Bobby Lee asked.
"Sheriff tells me that horse you stole made it back to its owner. I don't expect you'll get much more than 30 days.
"Do me a favor, Deputy. Tell the judge I'm a hard case. Maybe he'll give me 60 days. I'm partial to the food here at the jailhouse."
"Tell you what," I said. "I'll just say you're incorrigible and let the chips fall where they may." Back in the sheriff's office, I signed the paperwork that transferred Bobby Lee's custody to the county. "Get the poor devil some shoes," I said. "He lost one of his boots in the Big Muddy." The sheriff shrugged. "The way of the transgressor is hard," he said. "I don't expect he'll be walking much for a while anyway." Reaching inside one of the pigeonholes in his roll-top desk, the sheriff withdrew a folded sheet of paper. "Telegram came for you yesterday," he said. "It's from your boss over in Helena." I unfolded the telegram and read it. The message was brief. "Meet me soonest, my office. Take the train." My boss, Chance Ridgway, was a U.S. Marshal for the territory. I knew he maintained an office at the Good Kind block in Helena, but I had never had reason to visit him there. Truth is, I'd never been to Helena at all, though I had heard a good deal about it. Helena was a town in a hurry. Born in July of 1864, when prospectors struck gold at Last Chance Gulch, Helena and I had something in common. We were both 24 years old in that year of 1888. The town had grown from a rough mining camp to a city of commercial buildings and mansions and the capital of Montana Territory. Now some 15,000 souls made their home there, including 50 millionaires. The town had come a long way since 1864. For most of her early years, Helena was served by freight teams and stagecoaches out of Fort Benton over the Mullen Road. Then in 1883, the Northern Pacific Railroad reached the city, followed in 1887 by the Montana Central. "Take the train," Ridgway's telegram had read. I left my horse and saddle at a Great Falls stable, treated myself to a shave and haircut at the barber's, and bought a ticket for Helena. I was waiting with my valise on the platform when the train pulled in. I heard the long wail of a steam whistle, and then a 260 Mogul locomotive rolled in, pulling a baggage car and 3 passenger cars. The big engine braked to a stop, its brass bell clanging, and the smoke from its stack billowing up into the clear afternoon sky. Back beyond the tender and baggage car, the conductor swung down and set out his iron step. Passengers descended and hurried away with their bags. Outbound travelers clambered aboard to take their place. I followed them, greeting the conductor with a grin. "Good day for a train ride," I said. "It's always a good day to ride my train," he replied. Once on board, I made my way through the cars until I entered the day coach behind the baggage car. I chose a seat by a window, stowed my saddlebags and valise in the overhead rack, and sat down. Only 4 other people occupied the car. A young couple sat together near the front of the coach with eyes only for each other. I figured them for newlyweds on their wedding trip.